It's real simple, Ghostbusters. Show me the movie that was primarily focused around men, but had no bias really in either direction from years ago that was wildly popular. And then show me it being remade where men bury the women in the movie and basically shoot them in their private parts by the end of it. And I'll blow you. In the original Ghostbusters, the four guys were smart, or some of them were scientists, and everybody's jokes were smart, and it was a good time. The men were the joke. The guys were actually the joke in the movie, and everybody else was played mostly straight. Maybe not Rick Moranis. Now, Rick Moranis' character was an idiot, and he was a guy in the original Ghostbusters, but Sigourney Weaver was treated as a very strong woman in that movie. Even Annie Potts, for the most part, was. Maybe not in the second one, but nobody was bashing women in the first Ghostbusters. But for some reason, in the new Ghostbusters, they felt the need to not only change the cast to females, but to just bash men to pieces. Spoiler alert, it's an all-female cast. And every man you're going to run into in the movie is an asshole or an idiot. That's right. The guy that's the secretary for the Ghostbusters, Chris Hemsworth, is a freaking moron. He looks like a little homo moron, which is what Paul Feig likes, and that's why he's in the movie. Don't get mad at me, Paul, because you were made fun of when you were a little kid, you little special snowflake. This is a man that hates men. It's unbelievable how much Paul Feig hates men. Listen, I'm all for making a movie about bashing men. I'm totally about making a movie for bashing men. Sounds good to me. Just don't take a beloved franchise and do it there. Okay, if you want to go ahead and get revenge on a store that robbed you of money, grab a Molotov cocktail and grab a sledgehammer, throw it through the window. But by all means, don't grab the Mona Lisa and throw it through the window. It doesn't make any sense. By the way, Slimer has always been a slimy ghost, right? Oh, for some reason, even in this movie, they had to make gender a thing for Slimer. There's a female Slimer to go along with Slimer, who I guess is a man. When was gender ever a thing for Slimer? Oh, it is in this movie. Oh, and I love the beginning of the movie because they tried to piss off all the men with a queef joke. That was done literally to make guys uneasy, which I think that's funny because that stuff makes me laugh, but it was done to make macho men feel uneasy, which normally is funny, but again, not when you're using Ghostbusters, a beloved franchise, to get your agenda over. And not only will there be a reference to woman power at the end of the movie, but right before that's done, they're going to shoot the apparent male ghost in the cock. That's right, they're actually going to shoot him in the privates at the end of the movie. Okay, so not only is your full male cast replaced with a female cast, and the secretary a meathead guy, and all the bad guys are men, and asshole men at that. But there's going to be not a male Slimer, a female Slimer included. And just to top it off, we're going to end the movie by shooting the bad ghost in the privates. That's right, because you deserve to die, men. I hope you die, men. This movie was directed by a dude named Paul Feig. I call him Paul Fag. He hates men. He hates to be called that, so I like to call him it just because I'm sure it strikes a chord with his flaming purple ass. And a woman who also hates men and likes women's movies. Yay! A lady who likes women's movies. So let's take Ghostbusters and save ourselves because they screwed up with James Bond. Because James Bond, I don't even remember the guy's name, Daniel Craig, refuses to do any more movies for them, and they had planned on having movies done, so they spent the budget, and now that their assets are frozen and they're going in the negative, they had to grab something as quickly as possible. And what did they have? They had Ghostbusters, because they had years to make Ghostbusters. And you know what they did? They kicked Ivan Reitman off the project, the man who originally created and directed Ghostbusters, or had a hand in creating the Ghostbusters movie. That's right, the original man himself, the director, Ivan Reitman, kicked off Goodbye, Ivan. We're going to do whatever we want here. Let me get my director friend Paul Fagg to do this for me so we can make an all-female movie out of Ghostbusters. It'll be a great big thing. We'll make a bunch of noise because we do it. Ha, 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 ha. We need money because we screwed up Spider-Man so bad that no one will ever watch Spider-Man again. And you know what? Now no one will ever watch Ghostbusters again unless you're a psycho feminazi or a bow down to his mother-in-law stupid dude without balls. That's right. I don't want to remake My Little Pony and have a bunch of boy ponies cut off the puss of a female pony at the end of the movie, okay? I don't want to remake Little Women with a bunch of dudes and then they kidnap a girl and cut off her privates. Yeah, I don't want to do that, okay? I don't want to remake female movies because they're movies with females in them. Now, you could have made a Ghostbusters movie with all females. It wouldn't have been a problem. The problem was, it is so sorely an agenda. For as much as you think people hate the movie because there's females in it, you created the movie to hate on men. So you have no argument, and you're disgusting and despicable. Instead of putting some men in the cast, some women in the cast, and having just a normal story write itself, you went for the agenda. You went for the money. You used a franchise that you never wanted to use until you needed money, and you had no original way to create dollar flow unless you put your own crap into Ghostbusters. That's right. And then you product place the crap out of this movie. For the people saying, oh, it's actually not as bad as the whole, like, whatever, it's just not very good. It's just kind of like, it's a movie and it's not that good. It's like a 6 out of 10. Well, you know what? I don't care if it was an 8 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10. It doesn't matter if it was worse than it is. It doesn't matter if it was better than it is. It doesn't matter because the thought behind it is flat out evil. And if you don't understand that, then you are diluted. That is all I will say about this atrocity. I'm so sorry to the women out there. The women in our country deserve to be represented well, and instead they were used for an agenda by a couple of psychopaths who needed money because they ran their company, Sony Pictures, into the ground. And for everybody who's like, Joe, Sony's doing amazing, dude. They're not worried. You don't know what you're talking about because the movie, Sony Pictures, the movie division of Sony, is close to bankruptcy. They were in very, very bad trouble. Just because the Sony PlayStation is kicking ass doesn't mean that they won't stop making movies or make cuts. That's the real important thing, making cuts, because you got to make money to save yourself, okay? And I'm sick of this hatred that was turned into a love fest. Everyone in this country is blind. You're all a bunch of special snowflakes. And soon when you accidentally try to hold the door for a woman and you're put in jail because you looked at her too long when you were holding the door for her, I'll be there to say, I told you so. And trust me, I never believed it would get to this. I was far liberal before, but my God, everything a former co-host that I used to speak with on this show said was right and is coming true, and I can't believe it, dude. I can't not believe it. We are all... This is going to be 1984 soon. Anyway, what did you think about Ghostbusters, guys? Leave in the comments. I'll see you later. And if you want to talk, hit me up on Twitter at Joe Cronin Show. I wish I could have liked this movie. I really wish I could have, but please kill me now.